Hey, Sharice Okamoto with Caliber Real Estate Group here. It is March 29th with the market report. Cash out refis are at all-time highs since 2006. So everybody's freaking out, right? They got up to $153 billion. If you look at that in perspective to what it was during the last crash, it's really not as big of a number. So in 2006, that number got up to $321 billion. And again, we're at $153 billion for 2020. Another number that's super important to look at is what your tappable equity is. So that means a lender will do a refi, but they will only give you up to 80% of what the actual value of your home is. So if you look at 2005, 6, 7, 8, the tappable equity was in 2007, $3.7 trillion, right? And in 2020, the amount available, so what's available out there is just about $7.3 trillion. So a huge difference in the amount of equity available versus what we're looking at, the $153 billion that was actually cashed out in 2020. So there's a big gap there. The other part that's super important to look at is in 2006, 89% of refis were cash out refis, as opposed to only 38% in 2020. The amount of tappable equity was at 7% versus only 2% in 2006 versus 2020. So again, yes, that $153 billion seems like a lot, but when you put those numbers in perspective, they're really not as bad as the media is making it out to be. So the next question is foreclosures, right? Everybody is worried that there's going to be a huge wave of foreclosures. So let's take a look at forbearance numbers. They're down slightly. Back in May of last year, they got up to 4.76 million, and we're down to 2.61 million, which is of course still a high number. We don't want anybody to be in forbearance, but the numbers are holding steady since pretty much November of last year. So now let's break those numbers down. If you look at the 2.61 million, almost 50% of those have paid that forbearance back in full, whether they did a refi, whether they sold their property, whether they paid that amount back, but almost 50% of those people who were in forbearance have paid that off. There's 34.2 people who have worked out a repayment plan, and then there's still about 16% of people who have not done anything with their forbearance or have gone into short sale or deed in lieu of foreclosure. So the 15.9% is where we're worried about. And if you know anybody in this situation, please have them reach out, because remember the last market report we went over that there has been a gain of $55,000 in the last 12 months in equity in the state of California. So if they're still not working, if they haven't been able to figure out a plan with their lender, have them reach out to us, because foreclosure is not the only solution to their problem, and we'd love to help however we can. So please, again, if you know anyone, please have them reach out to us. Last piece of it is we have to remember that our inventories are all at all-time lows. So if that high amount of foreclosures does come to market, we're going to be able to absorb that inventory because we're so far behind. We're trying to play catch up. There's buyers coming to the market and no homes for them. So this is not like 2006 all over again. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. And again, if you know anybody who is in forbearance and isn't sure what to do next, please have them reach out to us. We'd be happy to help and point them in the right direction. If you have any questions, let us know.